Welcome back to some more Umineko when they cry. So, where we last left off, this is nothing really special. I mean, other than the remaining survivors make it so far, Rudolph and Kraus already confirmed that the servants are the most of suspicion to where they could be the possible culprits or you know, working for them, the killer. So they decided to split into two groups. One one group in the room and the other in the particular cousin room as well. And Erica made the move to where she uses the term. So she named the names of one group and then the other to use as everyone. As in, this was more of the move to where Battler became hesitant because he know that this is like powerful enough to where he could be at a disadvantage. Yeah, this is I don't know, man. As much as I don't like Erica, I feel like it could be a reason to where I ain't liking the part where I have to side with Erica anytime soon. Because this is actually this is wild. Anyway, I mean, hang on. Let me see if I pulled up the right where I left off. Yeah, I did. Okay, there we go. The red truth can cut the weak reasoning of the human side apart over and over. In the past, I feared its ruthlessness. However, I also learned quickly that it could be used as a basis for a counterattack.
赤き真実は殿下の宝刀か。ベアとの気持ち、今は痛いくらいにわかる。
It can kill with ease, but it's not something to be used unnecessarily. Using it carelessly will end up cornering the witch side instead.
どうします？保留でも結構ですよ。
Can we just put it on hold forever so I don't have to deal with this bullshit?
いや。わかった。認める。それ以外の全員がいとこ部屋にいることを認める。
Great.
ぐっとありがとうございます、バトラさん。実に美しくバッサリです。はあ、困りました。この状況で魔女からの手紙が現れたりなんかしたら、一体誰を疑えばいいのやら。
You know, the fact that she shrugged with that look on her face is actually kind of funny too. She said she was in trouble, but her face didn't look troubled at all. Well, yeah, because this is actually the sarcasm tone. The sarcasm tone that she did. On the contrary, she looked as though she had just succeeded in placing a huge opening move. In a witch's game, even a single mistake can be fatal. In both chess and shogi, you can't get a piece back once you've moved it. That last exchange had left a bad aftertaste, as though flesh had been torn and bones broken.
所在確認はこれで十分のはずだ。ゲームを進めてもらおうか。
そうします。ドラノール。はい、エリカ卿。
What?
それでは早速始めましょう。慈悲深いゲームマスター様がくださった権利を。
Oh boy. I'm not looking forward to this. You know, Battler? It's nice meeting you. As much as I really love this episode, I'm not.
はい、心得ております。ガートルード、コーネリア。3部屋許された権利のうちの2部屋分を行使します。
金形慎んで。
了解するものなりや。いとこ部屋と隣部屋を封印。これで犠牲者以外の全員を封じました。
Oh, great. Well, that's gonna be fucked.
これ以降何が起こっても封印の中の人間たちは問題となりません。
That's gonna. He's cooked.
扉、窓の封印により、いとこ部屋、隣部屋の両部屋の密封は保証されました。
Well, seems Battler can make his way out of this one. Well, that's the thing, you know. Once you get manipulated into that shit like this, then there's no point of there's too late to go back. For just an instant, a red longsword had returned to Dalinor's hand. She had been given permission to draw it, thanks to the red truth that she'd finally gained. When the fight concerned these two sealed rooms from now on, Dalinor would be able to use that merciless blade, the Red Key. This overwhelming power could slice even the Game Master in half. For a while, Erika and Dalinor just grinned at each other, entranced by the ruthless red light that was burned into their eyes.
定石補佐官、慎んでお尋ね立てまつる。何か。人間側プレイヤーは魔女の出題を人間の仕業で読み解くのが戦い方と知るものなりや。あなたに相違なし。なればなぜにエリカ卿と上司ドラノールは犯行の余地ある人間を自ら減らすように戦うなりや。
Cornelia's question was a very simple one. Those two had made this move boldly, making it sound like it was a powerful one. Almost as though it would greatly damage the witch. However, if you thought about it, Erika was just strangling her own neck.
これよりどのような事件が起こるかもまだ分からぬと知りたまう。むしろ所在を確定させない人間が多い方が人間に有利ではないかと推測するものなりや。
今はまだ今日も上司主席もそれを明かす段階にないと知りたてまつる。
死後陳謝するものなり。
No words. Cornelia looked like she wasn't satisfied. I see that Cornelia has some sort of a disagreement there. In the previous game, when trying to help Kinzo escape from his study, Badler had desperately tried to break free from that closed room, using various methods. As a result, Kinzo had escaped into the darkness of the night, and it had later been possible to treat him like an elusive phantom. In other words, closed rooms were advantages to witches and disadvantages to humans. Witches proposed closed rooms, and humans destroyed and denied them. That should have been the standard tactic of this game. And yet, Erika had created closed rooms herself, sealing a full 11 humans in them. Well, that's the weird part, right? Erika is a human, but you know, because she has the fucking she's a game piece. She has like the detective's proclamation. Well, not. Is it same as the detective's authority? I mean, technically she can do whatever she wants with the, and, you know. She made her own closed rooms. full 11 humans in them. In other words, this was the same as abandoning the right to use those 11 people when explaining all of the later tricks. In the past, Badler had confirmed the location of certain people, but that had been to check whether certain pieces existed with which he could break closed rooms. A completely different situation. Why had Erika taken these 11 people, who were also her pieces, and sealed them in a closed room? Cornelia hadn't experienced enough fights to understand this move, which looked as though they were trapping themselves. Yeah, why did she decide to do that?
不気味な一手ですね。一体エリカは何を企んでいるのでしょう。
Yeah, why are you trapping your own pieces, I wonder?
攻撃とは限らねえさ。チェスも将棋もそうだろ。キングの守りを固めておくのだって立派な戦略だ。
つまりこの2部屋の封印は攻めでなく守りだと。
そう考えるのが妥当だろうぜ。おかげで生存者たちにちょっかいが出しづらくなった。第2の番が実行しにくくなったってわけだ。
ああ、なるほど。魔女側は謎を多く提示した方が有利。
そうだ。何しろ一つでも謎が通れば魔女の勝ちなんだからな。多くの密室を提示した方が有利に戦える。
The riddles that the witch side sets up are equivalent to attacks. The human side must perfectly intercept all of those. It's almost like a penalty shootout where letting a single point slip by means defeat. So, the witch side wants to increase its number of attacks. The human side wants to lower the number of attacks. When Badler had fought on the human side, he hadn't thought of the survivors holding up in a room as being particularly useful. However, from the witch side's perspective, this strategy was simple but effective. What made Beato incredible was how she bluffed and sneered at this tactic as though it was completely useless. On the inside, she must have been so worried over how to break down all of these barricades in each game. Right now, I'm sure of that.
なるほど。事件が発生できないように守りを固めるのも人間側の戦い方なんですね。
しかし、それは平凡な一手だ。あの名探偵フルド・エリカがあれだけ自信満々に強打するほどの一手じゃない。
Would Erika be happy after playing a defensive move? Though this move looks as though she's restraining herself, it's also extremely unlikely that Erika was playing defensively.
これはきっと守りじゃなく攻めなんだ。どういう攻撃か理解はできねえがな。
次は私たちの手番ですが、どうしますか？
Yeah, how the fuck are you ever gonna come back? How the fuck are you gonna make a comeback to this?
とりあえず表向きは奴は第一の番の推理ではなく第二の番を防ぐための守りに手番を費やした。おさば引け、引かば押せだ。ならこっちは攻めていくしかない。
Are you sure? I don't know. Oh, I see. Erika's doing that. I'm assuming Erika did that move because just so she can prevent any sort of murders upcoming. So, preventing the second Twilight, she got, it's like, oh, these humans are remain in this, so we're gonna, barricade. Except it ain't no actual It's not a physical barricade this time, so made by humans. So it's just, it's some, stupid bullshit, it seems.
しかしどう攻めればいいやら。ゲストハウスはかなりの守りになっています。
そうだな。ゲストハウスの全域が今やエリカの支配下に見える。しかしビショップやナイトのように敵陣に食い込むのを得意とする駒だっていろいろある。
Huh. Badler snapped his fingers, and a single gold butterfly appeared from the darkness, then flew in front of the chessboard, trailing gold sparks behind it. It landed without a sound, then transformed into a black piece representing the witch's darkness.
X-ray。これもチェス用語だったな。
X-ray? Was I informed of the term X-ray earlier?
はい。
Yes, it's a high-level
一
technique.
見敵の支配下に見えるマスが、実際は自分の駒が十分に影響力を効かせていることを見透かして攻撃する高等技法です。
エリカ、生存者を全て密閉し、次なる俺の攻撃を防げると本気で信じているなら、それは甘い考えだ。
You think so? I don't know. It seems like Erika has a. I don't think you're. Look, if you're the game master and you have the fucking hidden potential, we'll see. Badler raised his new black piece high. His target was a single open space deep behind enemy lines.
どう受ける？これが俺の応手だ。
How are you gonna handle this, I wonder? The fuck? There was some crazy phenomenon noise going on, and I don't even know what the fuck is that. Alright.
これでようやく羽が伸ばせます。まずは屋敷に深夜の散歩と参りましょうか。
Yeah, you sure worked your ass off.
殺人犯が潜んでいるかもしれない不気味な屋敷にこのような深夜に散歩とは酔狂な御人です。
I mean, she's always insane. Why is that not a surprise?
とんでもない。
See, her look on her face is the answer.
ようやく得た自由時間じゃないですか。今の私はプール授業の後の自由時間みたいにワクワクしています。
Now that burnt castle was nowhere in sight, Erika was regaining her high spirits. She wasn't exaggerating when she said she was spreading her wings. Red Bull gives you wings. Yeah, well, I guess that's what happens. I guess Badler gave her the fucking Red Bull. Jeez. It gave her the wings to fight back. Fucking hell. So stupid. Dalinor knew that she was risking her own destruction in this game, and she was not in a favorable position by any means. Dalinor could do nothing but assist Erika so that she could fight to the best of her abilities.
よし。ゲストハウス1階の戸締まりも完璧ですね。玄関もちゃんとチェーンロックで封じられています。
Before leaving the guest house, Erika did a check of the first floor, making sure that nothing was out of place. Then she found a flashlight and umbrella in the servant room next to the entrance.
では参りましょう。
え？ まずは6人の死因くらいは確定しなくちゃ。
She unset the chain, unlocked the door, and opened it. The freezing outside air poured in.
風はだいぶあるようです。
Well, no shit.
まあこの体など私にとって肉の売り。濡れようが冷えようがどうでもいいことです。行きましょう。
Well, I wish my body was just a cage of flesh. I wouldn't have to. I wouldn't have to deal with the fucking freezing cold weather or any sort of environmental bullshit that comes in the way. So, I sure envy that. Oh, god damn it! I fucking got rid of the fucking rainy shit. When Erika dropped her gaze to open her umbrella, she had noticed something lying at her feet. Oh hey, a letter.
これはいつもの手紙です。
It was one of those letters sent by the witch, with the seal of the one-winged eagle on it. It had been wedged under the outside mat in front of the entrance, as though someone had predicted that Erika would eventually leave for the mansion by this way. It was in the shadows of the large eaves, so it had avoided the rain entirely.
早速来ましたね。まるで待ち受けていたかのように。
She bent over and picked it up. She then tore it open recklessly and pulled the letter inside out of it. A message had been written in neat letters.
ようこそフルドエリカ様ですって。やれやれ、私を名指しでですか。完全に読まれてますね。
内容は何です？
犯行予告です。いや、事後報告と言うべきですね。後宮バトラの死体をお預かりしたそうです。
They have taken Battler's dead body.
どうぞ探してみてくださいとか言ってます。
Let's see if you can find Battler's dead body at this rate. Whether you're confirmed you're the the best detective gamer.
第二の晩の寄り添うし二人を引き裂けではないのですか？
まあ死体が消失する云々はベアとのゲームでも何度かありました。それほど親身のある話ではありません。
Erika shrugged and scorned the letter. However, this letter was a real attack. All of the survivors were sealed in rooms on the second floor, and at the very end. After she had gone around with Kraus and the others to check the locks on doors and windows, Erika had personally confirmed that there was nothing at this spot. So, this was an attack saying someone who shouldn't be here placed a letter, quote unquote, and that this someone was a witch. That was also an attack that the old Beato had often used.
やれやれ。見せ方も同じならトリックまで同じだって言うんじゃないでしょうね。ドラノール、バトラを呼び出してください。
了解です。バトラ卿、当方の手番を所望です。
Oh, we're back here again.
了解だ。受けて立つ。
Oh? What does Battler got on his sleeve this time?
申し訳ありません。 実は察しての宣言ではありません。実は謝罪です。一つ謝らなければならないことがありまして。
I feel like out of all things you would do, I don't think there isn't worth apologizing in all honesty. Apologize? Badler and Beato's eyes went wide. However, though Erika said that However, though Erika said that she wanted to apologize, she had a confident look on her face as though that even that apology would be a new move. So, Badler glared at her dubiously without letting his guard down.
例の遡っての封印についてですが、実はすでに一箇所封印しておりました。それのご報告が遅くなりましたことをお詫びしたいと思います。
Is that even correct? It sounded like you wanted to seal 2 rooms, right?
すでに封印していた？つまりお前はもうこれで3部屋分を使い切っていたということか。
No, it looked like you did. Well, she said she did 1, so she had like 2 usage left.
はい。直ちに報告するお約束だったのですが、うっかり失念してここまでゲームを進めてしまいました。心よりお詫びいたします。
心より詫びてる顔には全く見えねえぜ。
Yeah, that's what never accept an apology from someone to have a smug look on someone's face. In all honesty.
まあいいさ。俺が許した権利だ。それで
Yeah, you gave her the privilege. Yeah, you gave her the advantage because your fucking weakness is that you always get easily tricked into shit like this.
いつどこを封印していたって？
One of his weaknesses. I don't know if it has any more.
ドラノール、
ご報告申し上げます。エリカ卿による死体検視時にバトラの客室を封印しておりましたことをご報告申し上げます。
Beato tried not to let it show on her face, but her eyebrows twitched visibly and her gaze flicked over to Badler.
本来なら5つの密室すべてに封印を施したかったところなのですが、回数が足りませんでしたので、ゲームマスターのあなたに敬意を表してバトラさんの死体の部屋だけを封印させてもらいました。
ご丁寧に俺の棺桶の蓋を閉じてくれたわけか。
つい先ほど思い出しましたもので、屋敷に到着しあなたの死体の客室を調べるときにご報告すればいいかと思っていました。しかしこの手紙の登場で急ぎご報告した方がいいと思いまして。
どうしてそう思うのですか？
いえ、何しろバトラさんは自分の死体の客室が封印されてることを知らずにゲームを進めてたわけですから。それによってひょっとしたらこの登場した手紙、話が変わってくる可能性もあるかなと、そう思いまして。
So Badler's dead body was like exposed out in the open to where like that was he let his guard down. That was his powerful sort of ammo that's been lost.
いとこ部屋と隣部屋を封印中です。 事後報告で申し訳ないですが、さらにあなたの死体の客室も封印中です。そして島にはエリカ卿を抜いて17人。18人目の存在は過去のゲームですでに否定済みです。
となると手紙を置ける人物とあなたの死体消失、ひょっとして話も変わってくるかなと思いまして。
Erika laughed crudely while staring into Badler's eyes to see if he was panicked or disturbed.
バトラさ
落ち着け。エリカの報告が遅くなっただけの話だ。何も焦ることなどない。
Erika had suspected it since the beginning. It was possible that Badler actually hadn't been killed and was still alive. And if he was alive, then the letter that had suddenly appeared was easy to explain, even though all of the survivors, quote-unquote, were sealed up. Oh, he sealed up the room to where Badler's dead body was to make sure whether, like, Badler is, whether Badler's body was playing it or not. Judging by Beata's faint agitation, maybe Erika's guess had been right on the mark. Badler played dead and somehow got around Erika's examination. And then, while everyone was barricading themselves in the guest house, he snuck out of the guest room. After that, he placed a letter detailing the disappearance of his own corpse in the entrance to the lobby and hid himself. If that was the truth, then the seals that had been placed on Badler's guest room at the time of Erika's examination were now very significant. In other words, if this was the trick they'd used, then Badler would certainly have broken the seals, quote-unquote, when he left his guest room. The trick would not be workable without breaking the seals. Since the survivors were all sealed up inside the guest house, then if the seals on the guest room were broken, it meant acknowledging that at least one of the victims was actually alive. If Badler had known about the seals earlier, it was likely that he would have advanced the game in a different way to avoid this. In other words, it was very likely that an announcement about the seals would have had a large effect on the rest of Badler's game. Well, it definitely was a huge... Wait, since... That's weird. So when did Erika seal the room where Badler was in? Because it sounded like they must have did this beforehand, before sealing the rooms at the guest house. Huh. I mean, if all of them were survived remaining, then there's no culprit X. Yeah. Excuse me. Then it seems like, that would have been the case. This ain't... I don't know, man. Erika was saying if Badler avoided breaking seals because he was pretending to be a corpse and instead remained inside the guest room, perhaps this letter would not have appeared in the story. If Badler was actually alive and had placed the letter there, then now that Erika's seals had come into play, there was a chance that his trick would cause a contradiction somewhere down the line. That sort of contradiction is called a logic error.
ロジックエラー？今回の物語の随分最初の方で聞いた気がするわ。
I think I've heard about the term before.
魔女側が犯してはならぬ最大最悪のミス、反則手だ。
Well, I feel like... Has Beatrice ever made certain logic errors in the past games? I don't really recall. But I feel like Battler must have made some sort of fuck up there for a moment, to where like it's something that it can never be fixed. It's gonna be unfortunate. Anyway,
あ、思い出したわ。物語の表裏が合わぬこと、矛盾することとか言ってたわね。
伏せたカップの中に飴玉が現れる魔法の話を覚えているか？
I do remember that.
ええ。マリアお姉ちゃんとエリカがそれをめぐって論争したわね。
And fighting, and that resulted in something really petty and stupid, in my opinion. But sure.
あれはお姉ちゃんが目を閉じている間にカップの中にこっそり飴玉を入れるだけの単純な手品だった。
Well, yeah, anyone can slip something into a cup and make it so, like, you know, can be a trick to work just like that.
そうだ。その手品の過程を観測していないマリアに結果のみが与えられ、魔法でカップの中に飴玉が現れたとする魔法幻想を受け入れたから魔法が成立した。
Like anyone can slip a fucking piece of chewing gum into a pocket and then without anyone noticing. So.
そうか、ロジックエラーとは不可能になってしまった手品という意味ね。
A trick that became impossible. If you think about it, Erika and Maria's fierce red and blue truth battle over this magic was the real opening of this tale's fight. Let's try to remember that exchange. The heartless truth was that it had all been a trick. Making the candy appear in the cup by magic had been nothing more than Beata's claim. Magic can only do things that one can accomplish, quote unquote. In other words, you can only have a magical result if it's something that could have been done without magic. Let's be clear. There are two general types of magic. If you summon giants and make towers grow from the ground. But when the lid is taken off, nothing has happened in the rose garden. That's one type of magic. That's just an illusion, quote unquote. It's a lie with no observers that takes place where the witch says it did in a location without any of the anti-magic toxin. Magic that doesn't have to match a result is the most simple kind, a lie. This is the same as a worthless delusion, an illusion, a daydream. Even battlers saw through it partway through the third game. Yeah, there's no such thing as like an army of giants or, you know, two towers that shoot bullets that were raised from the ground. Then there's another kind, which we might call true magic, magic that matches a result. The cup trick is an example of magic that matches a result, since an observer actually checks to see that the cup's contents were empty before seeing a candy appear there. And thus, an actual observer of the incident is created. I've discovered one big rule that magic matching a result has to follow, unlike the magic of illusions. The rule is that only the unobserved process of what you accomplished can be transformed into magic. I can speak even more generally and ruthlessly. In short, all forms of magic are tricks. Pretty much. Only things that can be accomplished without magic can have a matching result. Ironically, this also proves that magic doesn't actually exist. But out of respect for the witch's game, let's call it making the game solvable and fair for the human player.
つまりカップの中の飴玉が今回はエリカの前に現れた謎の手紙ということになっている。これは手品でなくてはならない。それを兄ちゃんは魔女が魔法で手紙をそこに置いたと主張することで結果を伴う魔法にしようとしている。
Magic that creates the same results.
生存者は全員ゲストハウスの密室に封じられている以上、突然に現れたこの手紙は魔女以外に置くことは不可能な不思議な魔法に修飾することができる。しかしそれでもつまりは可能な手品でなくてはならないということだ。
In order to see through the trick with the candy in the cup, Erika had countered with the blue truth, saying that the candy had been snuck in there while her eyes were closed. That was the correct answer, so Maria hadn't had any red that she could use. But what if she had used it? For example, what if Maria had used the red truth then to say, "Until I lifted the cup up, the closed room of the overturned cup remained intact."
赤き真実は真実にしか使えないんでしょ。嘘をシャーシャーと言えたら重大なルール違反だわ。
Well, lying is a violation within rules of truth. So, although I don't know how, when you take a narrative at face value and make it so it confirms to be true.
そうだ。自分のトリックを否定する赤き真実は大きなルール違反だ。
Oh, so when you lie about your own trick with the red truth, it violates it. Okay.
しかしその赤き真実に抵触しない別のトリックに即座に差し替えられるなら、いささかアンフェアではあるが、その赤き真実は認められる。
Okay, so there is a way to make a work around it, because
この場合はカップの中の密室は維持されていたという赤き真実に矛盾しない手品のトリックを
propose another trick.
魔女側は即座に提出しなければならないということね。
He's like, yeah, well, the letter was already preserved anyway, so.
証拠を突きつけられて二転三転させる政治家の言い訳みたいだわ。
Interesting analogy right there. That's a I guess that applies to fucking, you know, the current discourse of politics of this year.
そうだ。まあその程度の赤ならばまだ苦しい言い訳でも言い逃れられよう。
God damn, Angie. That is one that is an appropriate analogy for this year. Holy shit.
テーブルに仕掛けがあったとか、二重底の手品用カップだったとか。しかしもしあらかじめその可能性についても赤で否定があったなら、それも通用しない。赤き真実が多ければ多いほど言い逃れの余地もなくなるわけだ。
In actuality, the candy had been put in the cup while Maria's eyes were closed. However, if when Erika saw through that, Maria had used the red truth to say that the closed room of the cup had been preserved, the witch would have to rush and revise the scenario to a new trick that still worked logically, quote unquote, after that new red. Revising the scenario is an unfair move that would never be allowed in the mystery genre. However, the very fact of revising the scenario takes place inside the witch's head, which is an unobservable world. So, if she claimed that she'd been using the trick with the fake bottomed cup from the beginning, no one could deny it. So, even if it really was a trick done while One-chan's eyes were closed, as long as the witch leaves herself a way out, she can even switch between truths, tricks. Rather than calling this an action available to witches, we should probably say that it's only usable by the game master, the one who creates and writes. But even so, the new truth must not contradict any of the previous the new truth must not contradict any of the previously stated red truths. If the red truth makes it so that the trick no longer makes logical sense, then there will be a mismatch between the two sides of the story. The illusory result that the game master claims is magic, and the true result that was brought about by a trick. So, when we get a contradiction and it no longer makes logical sense, we call it a logic error. Well, I guess, what the stuff I saw previously on this part was didn't make any logical sense, I guess. We call it a logic error, and that would mean the destruction of the witches game.
人間に説明可能なゲームがこの世界。すなわち、すべての魔法はトリックでも可能なようになっていなければならない。
Seems like it. I feel like what that's shown there is it is possible to explain with human logic.
トリックで不可能だったら、人間側は打つ手なしのステイルメイト。
Ain't that a bitch?
いいや違う。それこそがロジックエラーと呼ぶ致命的かつ最悪の反則手だ。これを魔女側が犯した場合、即座にゲームは破壊され致命的敗北となる。
お兄ちゃんは多分エリカにトリックをカンパされたわ。探偵権限のないエリカは検視ができない。
Without Oh.
それを理由に死んだふりを続け、こっそり客室を出てゲストハウスの玄関に手紙を置いた。
Oh god. That's crazy. She couldn't confirm the corpses and especially oh god. This is that's wild.
しかしバトラが許した遡って封印ができるなどとする大甘な配慮により話が狂い出した。
Well, what he did was pretty. What he did was was a grave mistake. So
お兄ちゃんのバカ。
see, even Angie agrees to this.
まだ現時点では狼狽するほどではあるまい。客室の封印が健在かどうかはまだ赤き真実で確定していない。封印を破るも自由。
Well, who knows if the tape is intact or not?
破らぬならバトラ以外が生きてたことにし、手紙を置いた人間を差し替えてもよいだろう。
そうね。お兄ちゃんだけでなくお母さんたちの死体だって赤で死亡は確定していない。実はみんな死んだふりだったってことにしてもまだ全然問題ないわ。
But what if they all aren't? Is the thing.
そうだ。全くうろたえる段階にない。要はエリカの封印と手紙を置くトリックを矛盾させぬよう徹 手を変えればいいだけの話。
I mean, that's like only one thing that he could do, and he has, considering the hidden potential he has. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't, because if he's going to be panicked, then any sort of slip up while being panicked is going to loses the odds of winning at this point.
矛盾なく他の筋書きに変更するのだってゲームマスターに許された手の一つだわ。
しかし想定したシナリオをその途中で変更することは物語に歪みを与えることもある。まだ第一の番を終えたばかりという段階を思えばあまりに痛恨の一手。どうやら自陣深くに駒を刺されたるはバトラの方だったようだな。この紛れ込んだ一コマはブーツに入り込んだ一粒の小石のように今後一歩一歩歩くたびに違和感と痛みを与え続けることになるだろう。
Like a pebble caught in one shoe. I thought it was going to be like a nail caught in one's sole of the boot or something.
この一粒の小石バトラを殺すやもしれぬ。
Yeah. It's
まだロジックエラーと言える段階ではありません。それに遡って封印したのにそれの報告が遅れたこちらにも過失があります。ですからこの手紙の登場についてバトラさんも遡って筋書きを書き直してくださっても結構ということです。
Yeah, but here's the problem, though. Even if he would make an attempt at rewriting the plot, there's also the hang on, somewhere. Like, even if you try to carefully rewrite the plot, it's gonna you make one slip up of the flaw, and then everything would fall apart. It's like well, the pebble in the shoe is a good, interesting analogy. I guess it's like redoing a video essay or something. I guess.
遡って書き直すとは。
なるほどな。
I see. What?
俺がこの手紙を置いたとするなら、俺が密室に封じられた時点でそれは不可能になる。となると、この手紙もここに現れてはいけないことになる。
Yeah. Yeah, if you were dead, then you wouldn't even have made that letter to begin with. Now it's pretty obvious that, there's a big... there is a suspicious flaw within there,
そうです。
Revising the plot is like having to redo the cooking, I
で
guess.
すからその小さな矛盾の修正をどうかしてもらえたらと思います。
今私たちはここでこの手紙を発見しました。それをなかったことに、あるいは他の内容にシナリオ変更していただいても結構ということです。
ただ手紙とガムテープがあるだけでフルドエリカにはこの程度の一手が可能です。いかがです皆様方。
Damn, what a dirty move. Well, what else should I expect from Erika? I made a promise with Dalinor too that we'd both play all out and mercilessly. That I made a promise with Dalinor too that we'd both play all out and mercilessly. You know, that's the that is the problem with this part, you know. He made a little bit of a misstep whenever he was trying to go through the minefield, and you know, well, does he want to go along with this, or does he want to, you know, have the choice to revise the plot, you know? We'll see after we save it up for the next part. And when I say we, I mean myself. So we'll see how that goes. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one.